In one of your books, you indicate that Easterners and Westerners probably think differently. Can you say a little bit more about that? I mean, is that totally true?
Yeah. Yeah. It's not, and it's you know, and I don't, and this is primarily from a lot of studies. There have been a lot of studies, right? So there's an example. One example is you show a group of Japanese kids a line that slopes upward like this, and you show a group of American kids the same line that slopes up, and ask them to draw the rest of the line, right? Why don't you do that? Why don't you, if you have a piece of paper, you could write that down. You could draw a line that goes up like this, and then finish the line. How should the line continue? That's interesting. Drew a heart. Very interesting. How many people drew the line continuing upward? And how many people drew the line going downward afterwards? Interesting. So the American children are more likely to draw the line continuing to go upward, and Japanese children are more likely to draw the line coming down. Now, that doesn't mean that, say that the Eastern perspective is more pessimistic, because if you draw the line going downward, Americans will draw the line to continue going downward, and Japanese will draw, or you know, Asians will draw the line going upward again, right? On average, right? What does that mean? That means that the way we perceive the world will work. Our concept of time is almost in the United States. It's almost like a pool game. Something happens that causes an effect on something else, and that bounces off and causes an effect on something else, and you have this linear progression of the way change occurs in the world, right? And then the Eastern perspective is more of time as being cyclical, that it comes back on itself. A ship leaves the dock, and to an American, that ship is going to go off into the sunset. You know, the Eastern perspective would be that ship is going to eventually come back, right? Yeah. So that's one example, you know, that's empirically tested, and that's a difference in how we perceive time, which informs a whole bunch of things.
Yeah, that's fascinating. But let's talk about, so what is the implication of that for organizations and for us who are involved in managing or leading others or working with others?
Right. Well, I mean, one of the implications is that if time looks like this, if the ship is coming back home, you could plan 100 years. You can plan 50 years. You can come up with a strategy that is, you know, that in the West would be sort of futile, right? In the West, you know, 10 years is a long time, right?
10 days is a long time.
10 days is a long time. If you're investment banking today, 10 days is a long time. Yes. Right.